Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett, in my hands is Maniac of New York, number 5, wrapping up the first arc. Yes, we're getting into the second arc. It's written by Elliott, Kalan, Andrea Mutti is the artist and colorist, Taylor Esposito is the letterer. Alright, so I will be the first to admit, there's going to be people who are going to be pissed about this issue. It really resolves nothing, and nothing is resolved from the first story arc. It is... I'll call it just an end chapter for this arc and the fallout of the previous 4 issues. And that's going to irritate a lot of people. And really that's, this is an issue, a chapter that has to be told. So the 2 police officers, so for those who don't know the series, Maniac of New York is kind of a concept of what if slashers were real, slasher films were real. And there's kind of like a Jason type character running around New York City killing people. So the question is, like, how do the police react? How do the politicians react? How do the people react? And it really comes down to is they kind of just look at it as like an everyday occurrence. It's like a terrorist attack sort of thing where, people get pissed that, you failed them and then they go on in their life. It's a really interesting concept. Like, I am not the biggest fan of slasher films, and I'm loving this series. Partially because, it doesn't really focus on the kills. It is more about these 2 cops trying to stop Harry. And this issue, so the previous issues kind of built up. There was this big kind of attack on this automated train. Harry went on a killing spree. The cops kind of did their thing. Harry ran away. We don't know if he's dead or like what's the situation there. And a couple kids survived the slaughter. So this issue looks at the survivors from 3 perspectives. One of the kids that survived. What is she like? And then the 2 cops who are kind of taking 2 different directions as far as the follow up. And I think it's really interesting. Like it really is about the fallout. And as I said, I think there's going to be some people who are going to be really irritated, and some are going to see that this is the end of a chapter in a multi-chapter story. And I really like it. Like, I think it's a solid issue. It feels like a good ending until the next chapter begins. Unfortunately, it looks like we're waiting until 2022 for that, so that's a little... that sucks, but, better late than never type of thing. And, I really kind of like the reactions of this. I think the fallout extends not just from those 3, but all the people around. Like, we get to see the story pull back a little bit outside of New York City to see what the U.S. is reacting to something like Harry. And, of course, it's about what we expect. You got conspiracy theorists on the far right is really represented on this one, that Harry is a conspiracy by the liberals to distract us while liberty is taken away. And there is, the relatives and friends of the victims from the train. Like, how do they react? We get to see that all, and I think it's a really solid depiction, and it grounds the story, and I that's what I've really been liking about it. Is, again, this isn't about the slashes. It's not about the kills. It's really about the people and kind of like what this world would be like. And I think the series has nailed it. And it teases that, some of the stuff that we kind of learned from before. Like, there's been teases about Harry and maybe a possible origin or at least a weakness. And this issue continues that. The art continues. I think is still awesome. Like, I really dig the art for this series. Again, it doesn't like really focus on the blood and the gore, and I think that's one of its strengths. I mean, as a whole, like I'm loving this series. I think it's really great. If you were into slasher comics, check it out. For those who've been reading it, hopefully you kind of see where it's going and agree with me on things. But as I've said, I fully admit, I think there's going to be people who are going to be very irritated with this issue as it ends an arc. And it doesn't really resolve anything. It is a, it does take a cue and some ideas from slasher horror, and that like fallout and everything's calm sort of way. But I think there's gonna be people who are gonna sit there and be like, oh, come on, like I want a little bit more definitive of an ending. So I really actually like it. I like the focus. I like the human groundedness of it, and I can't wait for the next volume. I really can't wait. I think it's just such a great series, and really, really enjoying it. So out now in comic shops, you can go get it. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, tell if a shop's near you. No shop, no problem. We have some affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so we got a small percentage. By doing that, you help support our site, so thank you. And speaking of support, I want to thank AfterShock for hooking us up with the review copy. We appreciate that, and thank you for watching. Now, if you're into comics, if you're into AfterShock, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.